p.m. You will not want to miss that.
All right, ahead of this, our special story to share with you today. This new family, they're there. Hi, family. How you doing? They share their incredible adoption story. The photographer on the other side of your screen, she might just have made all the difference in that young man's life. We're going to tell you how.
But first, here's a look at this week's CNN hero.
I love the crispy feeling of the air. The sound of my skate crunching on the ice. Skating relieves me from everything. I just want to fly. I just don't want to stop.
I heard that there were some girls who wanted to figure skate in Harlem. Growing up, I was a competitive figure skater, and I knew that skating wasn't a diverse sport. There wasn't a lot of access for kids in low-income communities. They were so eager to get started. I began teaching them, and it was really inspiring to me. Now we serve over 200 girls a year.
Wow, look at those spins! You did it!
The best part about skating is it gives you qualities that you use for the rest of your life. They gain discipline, perseverance.
Step, cross. Excellent, girls.
They fall down and they get back up and they learn they can do that in anything. It's a building block. Skating's the hook, but education comes first.
Is that how you spell when?
Before they even get on the ice, they have to get their homework done. They get tutoring, the minimum of 3 afternoons a week.
So that means Z minus 12.
Algebra was not my best subject, and I failed it. Ms. Sharon hired a special tutor for me. It felt like, hey, you have to get back up.
It was that simple?
Now I'm doing way better in school. I was like, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Harlem Ice.
We want girls to believe and know they can be anything they put their hearts and minds to.
It's not all about skating. Ms. Sharon is teaching us to be the best we can be in life.
You know, I used to live up near where this project takes place, and to see both the determination on the faces of those girls on the ice, but also the joy, it is a sight to behold.
Powerful.
Every week we honor a CNN hero. Nominate someone you think should be recognized at cnnheroes.com.
CNN Heroes, everyday people changing the world, is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Deep breath in and relax into child's pose.
Who's got 2 hooves and just got a claim status update from Geico? This guy, that's who. And I just got an... Oh no, that's Mom. Sorry.
Claim status updates just a tap away on the Geico app.
You know, some people have told me reverse mortgages sound too good to be true. I mean, you get cash out of your home, no monthly payments, and still own your home. There's got to be a catch, right, Jesse? Well, there isn't. It's like any other mortgage, only with a reverse mortgage, the loan's paid back when the last borrower leaves the home. In fact, reverse mortgages are based on a notion that President Reagan signed into law over 25 years ago in order to help seniors remain in their homes. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, you may qualify for a government-insured reverse mortgage with AAG that allows you to turn the equity in your home into tax-free cash. And with AAG, there are never any income or credit score requirements.
Call 1-800-661-1398 now to receive a new free information kit, including a reverse mortgage guide and DVD, personal stories from people like you, and a brand new family guide for children and loved ones, all absolutely free with no obligation.
AAG can help you pay off credit card debt, eliminate monthly mortgage payments, and provide some real retirement security.
Call 1-800-661-1398 today to get your free AAG reverse mortgage information kit and bonus DVD.
In the kits, you'll receive a helpful 3-part guide. The first will show you how a government-insured reverse mortgage allows you to access the equity in your home as tax-free cash. 500,000 people have already done it. The second booklet contains stories told by people just like you who've had their lives changed forever using a reverse mortgage. And the third guide is full of helpful answers and information for children and loved ones.
Call 1-800-661-1398 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free.
They're simply an effective way for folks just like you to get the cash you need to enjoy your retirement.
Call 1-800-661-1398 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free. Call 1-800-661-1398 now.
AAG, the best advice for a better life.
It's Steinmart's 12-hour sale, Saturday from 9 to 9. Save up to an extra 50% off our everyday discount prices. That's up to 80% off department store prices. The 12-hour sale, you're gonna save, wow, a lot.
Imagine this cute blob is Metamucil, and this park is the inside of your body. See, the special psyllium fiber in Metamucil actually gels to trap some carbs to help maintain healthy blood sugar levels. Metamucil, 3 amazing benefits in 1 super fiber.
Closed captioning brought to you by Franklin Templeton Investments.
A global leader in investment management for 60 years. Franklin Templeton Investments. Gain from our perspective.
So what if a single photograph could change your entire life? For one 16-year-old boy, man, it did. This is Deon.
Look at how handsome.
Handsome young man. He'd been in foster care in Washington State since he was 5. He was losing hope of being adopted before he turned 18.
Yeah, essentially aging out of foster care. Photographer Jennifer Loomis saw some of these pictures, blurry pictures, dozens of others, and thought, man, these pictures could actually be better, and maybe they'll help get these kids adopted. Well, the adoption agency thought it was a great idea, so Loomis and another photographer took these pictures. And guess what? Shortly after that, Deon was adopted. The lady who brought this fantastic story of family to us is our digital correspondent, Kelly Wallace, who wrote this story. Photographer Jennifer Loomis, why don't you wave at the camera, Jennifer? There you are. But most of all, the stars of this segment, Joanna and Sean Valancourt and their MVP, their son, and it gives me chills to be able to say that, their son, Deon. Welcome, everybody. Deon, I understand it just became official. Your adoption became official this week. How does it feel, my love?
It feels really awesome. Like, I actually have a family now.
And it's been a long time coming, hasn't it, honey?
Yep.
Joanna, Deon he bursts off the camera frame right here. He's the most photogenic man I've ever seen. Tell us about the moment you first saw him and what you thought.
Sure. Well, I actually had seen Deon on a website and had passed right by. We were actually looking for preteens originally. And after some new photographs were put on the Northwest Adoption Exchange out here, just something in his photograph just really jumped off at us, and just the happiness in his eyes in spite of everything. And it was enough to get me to click in that profile of a kid who was a little bit older than we originally were thinking of. And it was just great. It was exciting to read about him, and we knew pretty quickly we wanted to call and inquire about him.
Now that's a picture. Tell me what's inside now that you know him.
Tell us about Deon.
Well, to be honest, we're still getting to know Deon, but I can say for one thing that we have found just in everybody who's met him, just what a great kid he is. Everybody's so happy to meet him. He's really outgoing. We can take him into any social setting, and he just he just does it. He works it. I don't know how he does it. He's way more social than I am.
That was the one thing that we noticed about him right away was, you know, like being a teenager. I remember being always fearful about meeting people.
Quiet,
and
withdrawn.
Deon right away, like, 'cause I guess, you know, growing up like that, he would just go out and just pursue friends and just be so outgoing. So that was one thing that right away we knew that, I mean, he's very outgoing, and he just seems to just want to, very resilient, ready to bounce back. And
well, and the bouncing, I think the picture shows it best of all. Leaping into the air, he's very athletic as well. Talk like you're not there, Deon. Jennifer, I want to ask you, this is a beautiful thing that you've been able to do. These kids are not statistics. They are not forgotten. You're shining a light on them and showing them in a way that people can maybe see them for who they are, not just a name on a piece of paper.
Yeah, that was my idea. I didn't know if it would work. I just wanted to try it because I was thinking of adopting, and I couldn't get a sense or an essence of the children, and so I thought maybe I can try this and bring them into my studio like I do for my clients and try to capture who they are and maybe then somebody could connect with them. It just makes me so happy, actually.
It makes us
to
all
hear that
happy.
this
Where there's
actually
kind of like this collective big hug going on. Kelly Wallace brought this story to us, and I insisted on doing it, being an adopted kid myself. And we know there's 400,000 kids in foster care in America. That's a startling and heartbreaking number, Kelly.
It is, and also I think that in the media often, when we hear stories about adoption, it's often infants, babies. We don't often talk about older kids
Like kids
in
like
adoption,
Deon.
kids like Deon,
Yeah.
and how when they age out of the system, you know this, it's pretty much all bets are off. They are on their own, and so it was just pure joy, pure labor of love to bring this story and hopefully raise awareness about kids like Deon.
Deon, that was a concern for you. You saw the time clicking, getting closer to your 18th birthday. You were concerned you weren't going to find a forever home.
Yeah.
A man, a few words. I like it. I like it.
She's got the blue steel stare, though. That's all that matters.
Jennifer, please keep up the great work. Hopefully you're going to be able to take more pictures of kids that are looking for a home. The Valancourts, all three of you, keep in touch with us. Best of luck. Much love to all of you. Kelly Wallace, thanks for bringing such a tremendous story to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it for us at this hour. Michaela Pereira. What a great way to go into the weekend.
It's a great way. Have a great weekend. Have a great Mother's Day. Legal View with Ashley Banfield starts right now.
Donald Sterling does it again. Another jaw-dropping recording, and in it, the embattled NBA owner says it was sexual desire that drove him to make racist remarks, because that's attractive. So who's buying this excuse? Anybody? Bueller? Speaking of buying, Sterling's estranged wife Shelley says she wants to keep a 50% ownership in the Clippers and bring in investors to buy out her husband's half of the team. So coaches, players, fans, how's that going to work out for y'all? And then later this hour, murder mystery in Georgia. An 88-year-old man's mutilated body found in his home in a posh lakeside resort. No sign of his 87-year-old wife. Also, no sign of the man's head. So far, not a clue to go on. Hello, everyone. I'm Ashley Banfield. It is Friday, May the 9th, and welcome to Legal View. You may have heard the LA Clippers are home tonight for Game 3 against the Thunder, but how can the NBA keep the focus on basketball when we instead have this, more explosive and sometimes salacious audio recordings released by Radar Online? And in the recordings, the Clippers owner, Donald Sterling, is now explaining that now